We respectfully request the Sangha great virtues for the sake of this assembly and all living beings. Please turn the wonderful Dharma wheel to teach and guide us how to end birth and death, leave suffering and attain bliss, and quickly realize non-birth. Cung thính đại đức tặng thịnh, phi thứ pháp hội cấp nhất thiết chúng sanh, tịnh chuyên diệu pháp luân giao đạo ngã môn, như há liêu sanh thoát tư ly khổ đắc lạc, tất chứng vô sanh. Homage to the Blessed, Noble, and Perfectly Enlightened One. Nam mô Sa Đan Thua Su Che Do Ye Ở La Hờ Đi San Miao San Pu Tô Xie. Nam mô Tạc Tạc Tha Tô Già Đà Già A La Ha Đế Tam Miệu Tam Bồ Đà Đoa. The unsurpassed, profound, subtle, and wonderful Dharma in 100,000 million aeons is difficult to encounter. Now that I am able to see and hear, I will receive and maintain it. I vow to fathom the thus come one's true and actual principles. Wu shang sheng sheng wei miao fa bai jian wan jie nan zao yu wo jin jian wen de shou qu Yuan Jie Ru Lai Zhe Shi. O Buddhas and Bodhisattvas, Great Master Qingliang, Great Master YongHua, all good monks and nuns, and all good new advisors of Meitofo. 诸佛菩萨、精良大士、师父、上人、各位出家人、各位善知识、美多佛。Chư Phật Bồ Tát, kính thưa Thanh Lương Đại sư Hòa thượng Tiến Hóa, quý thầy cô và các vị thiện tri thức A Di Đà Phật. Hello everyone. Today is the 15th already of September 2024. Thank you for joining us in this discussion of the first chapter of the Avatamsaka Sutra. We're right now on slide 719. And this is a new section. Chapter 1 is about world rulers, so we are learning about the who's who in the universe. These are very, very big shots. And we're at the level of, in the desire realm heavens, of the celestial princes of the sun. Did you know that? There's something called gods of the suns. Why the God of the suns? Because there are heavens at the same level as the heavens of the 33s, or the heavens of the Christian God. Okay, so we go from high level heavens in a desire realm to lower and lower and lower and lower. Got that? Okay, 720. Moreover, celestial Prince Sun gain a passage to liberation of universally radiating pure light on sentient beings of the 10 directions, constantly benefiting them to the ends of time.
复次，日天子得净光普照十方众生，尽未来劫，常为利益解脱门。
Okay, 721. This celestial prince, sun. Okay, so And these celestial kings, they have a way of shining bright light upon living beings. That's why they in the level, the heavens of the suns. And what this Prince Sun does is till the end of time. Okay, which tells you that he has a single-minded determination that never dies. He's doing it now, and when he becomes a Buddha, he will keep on doing it. Nothing is changed. Can you imagine being able to do that at anything in your lifetime? Isn't it fascinating? You have this kind of single-minded determination this lifetime, next lifetime, and the next, and the next, and the next. Assuming that you don't fall to the hells. You fall to the hells, it hurts so much you can't think anymore. All you can know of down there is pain. That's all you know, pain. That's it. The only thing that's constant in your mind is pain, all right? Whereas, in contrast that to this Mahasattva, all he knows is he wants to do this single-mindedly. What does he do? Okay, he does right now, he radiates pure light. So his light, because his enlightenment, his state of enlightenment, he enlightened people, by the way. You may have noticed it already. Enlightened people, they shed a certain kind of light. You pay attention to some of the enlightened people here in the temples, okay? You pay attention and you might see the light. I sometimes see the light, okay? Not very pure, but the light. So it's kind of cool here. The pure light here is a kind of light that came from the purity of the heart. Our people, they may be enlightened, but they are quite not pure yet. Okay, so that you can tell. You can look at the light, and you look at in the future, Wanyin Bodhisattvas and so forth. You see a difference in pure light. So this guy here, this celestial Prince Sun here, he sheds this pure light on sensing beings of 10 directions. Okay, meaning he does not discriminate. He sheds light on. I know you'd be glad to hear it. Go for us, people. Republicans. 2. Okay? But anyway, we're not here for politics. We're here for the Dharma. How many days left? Like less than 3 months left? Aren't you guys worried? Okay, never mind. We're not here. Let's not go there. Okay. So anyway, so he sheds pure light on all sensing beings everywhere. So that tells you that his heart is not just with Republicans in Go Forth. Wait a minute, I promise you not to talk about politics, so I take it back. For the Buddhist disciples in Go Forth, as well as the further confines of Sudan and Madagascar and so forth. Everywhere in the 10 directions. Isn't that cool? That tells you that he does not discriminate. I'm not going to comment about whether he sheds light on certain Republicans, because I promise you I will not talk about politics. Okay? But if you ask me to make a bet, I would bet he sheds light on everyone indiscriminately. Why is that? We do stupid things because our head is unclear. If you see clearly, you would stop doing stupid things. You cheat others, you steal others, you scam on others because you think you can get away with it. But it's because you cannot see clearly. So that's why he sheds light on everyone, the good people, the bad people, the unsure people, sleepy people, wide awake people. He shed light on everyone so that he can help them make better decisions. Yes, one.
Master, I have a question. We don't really know exactly how many people on this earth are enlightened, right? Do we have any kind of a rough guess?
On this earth, I have a hard time counting in California alone.
I'm wondering, my question is, there's so much power, if you want to call it that, in being enlightened. What if all of the enlightened beings on earth got together as some sort of federation and set about being mindful on one particular subject?
Yeah.
Couldn't that make a vast difference in our troubles here as people on earth?
Are we talking about bodhisattvas or Buddhas?
Whoever's got the most horsepower.
And put it this way for you. You put all the bodhisattvas together, it's not the same as one Buddha. That's why you have to be careful. Enlightened people, enlightened people have from low-level enlightenment to high-level enlightenment. Regardless, there's a wide discrepancy between enlightened people. No two ways about it. I give you the analogy. Enlightened people I know do not be enamored by the Chinese scriptures where they say enlightened people are special and so forth. No, enlightened people are like Americans. Wait a minute. No, I like Vietnam people. Okay? Where you have low-level Americans to high-level Americans like Orange Face. Some people. Okay? So you see, there are different statures in society, in America, yeah? In Vietnam, in China, everywhere, right? Mexico, Korea, never mind, okay? And so we have a quite a big, very intricate hierarchy of enlightenment. That's what the Chinese, because they mystify the cultivation so much that there's a lot of misconceptions. Enlightenment is a state of wisdom. And wisdom has many, many levels of wisdom. Okay? So we acquire more wisdom, and the more wisdom you acquire, the more you like it. Why? Why do you like it more when your level of wisdom increases? Why? Because you get to help more people better. And what you don't realize is that ordinary people don't realize is that the real joy out of life comes from others, not from ourselves. Have you thought about it? You think that happiness is drinking, is eating, haute cuisine? You think that's it? That's happiness? No, sir. Happiness comes from our women. And vice versa. True happiness comes from the others. And that's why the bodhisattvas are very excited. They said, wow, I know how to benefit people. And you know, when I look at their face, when I help them, they're so happy. The pure happiness of these people who are simply recipients, they are receivers of an act of goodness, of benefits, and it makes them happy. When we are happy, when we scheme and get things what we want, the happiness there is tainted by our ego. You know? But when you have a child, make a child happy, and the girl smiles, look at you, I like you so much. It is so pure, right? That's why children are so lovely. Versus Andres, who's no longer a child. When he's happy, I don't know about this happiness. You see? So the happiness is when you're able to help more and more people, you increase happiness in the world, and so that's what makes you happier in the end. The non-Buddhists don't know that. Hinayana people don't know that. You know that? If you only scheme for yourself, you never know true happiness. So the bodhisattvas, when they are able to become enlightened, meaning they can be taught to help others. They're even more motivated than we are to get better and better because they realize the better they are, the happier they become because they can help make more people happy. Why do I feel like I'm a preacher or something? Because that's where we're going, yeah? Okay? Hallelujah! Okay? And so, how do we get there, by the way? Okay, so that's why you get better and better, get happier and happier until you reach a Buddha level, where there's a infinite leap from a highest level bodhisattva to the Buddha. Okay? So that's why when you talk about, if you put it all the enlightened people together, you put all the bodhisattvas together, it's nowhere near the Buddhas. Okay? And therein lies Mahayana characteristics. Okay? The Buddhas and Bodhisattvas went through that already. So that's why they're trying to convince us to become enlightened, okay, and get better and help more people. Because you'll be happier. You won't be sorry. That's the bottom line. Okay? Okay? So they benefit them. And according to Master YongHua here, he says that Bodhisattvas and Buddhas, if we need certain medications, then they will manifest such medications as herbs, as doctors. You heard about the old abbot, needing surgery in Vietnam, and you heard from his own mouth saying one in came around and said, I had to possess your doctor to operate on you to make sure you don't die, huh? Don't you dare die on me. So you see, that's a proof right there that Buddhas and Bodhisattvas are constantly doing things to benefit us in so many ways that we don't know about. Okay? And, like Master YongHua disciples, they don't talk very far. He had, I read the journals of true cultivators to his disciples in the early days of cultivation. They did the 3 steps, 1 bow from LA to the city of 10,000 Buddhas. And one of the guy, they were bowing for a long time, and their pants were tattered. And in the journey of bowing, and in the wilderness, there's no Goodwill store you can go in and buy a new pair of, another pair of pants. And all of a sudden, a pair of pants appear in the middle of the road while the guy is bowing. And he says, it's from Master YongHua. See, that's what he's talking about here. It's from experience, into clothes to shield from cold and from others, people's eyes. Well, cool. It's from his own disciples. So that's what Buddhas and Bodhisattvas do. Look at her. She doesn't believe it. That one sitting in the corner. Never mind. Yes, sir. Did you have a question? No question? Okay. So that's what they do. They have the wisdom to help, and they then develop spiritual penetrations. First, you have to build up the desire to help and the wisdom to know how to help. And then you build up the spiritual penetrations to make it happen. Yes, 7. Isn't that cool? You want to become Bodhisattva too? Yeah, me too. One day, I hope.
Yes, me too, Master. Master, I do have a question. Enlightened beings, and maybe this is off tangent for sure, I don't know. Does enlightened beings have multiple heads?
You heard of dragons have multiple heads? Yeah?
Yes.
I saw it in the Game of Thrones series. Did you?
I actually saw in one of the venerables that has multiple heads.
If it's a rumor, it's probably true. I believe in rumors. Okay? So the short answer is yes. Because one head could be the good head, the other head could be like evil head. The head is like goofy head, They wear many hats. That's why they need multiple heads. Anyone else? Well, today you are in good mood. The guy asked me about put all the bodhisattvas together. Okay, so the direct answer to your question, Brady, is that there's no way to know how many enlightened people there are in California. I can assure you, there are a lot more than you think. A lot more. Now he has a question. Yes, sir, Mickey Mouse. Or is it Marga?
Dragon Ball.
Dragon Ball. Thank you. I'm learning every week. Now you know where I learn all my characters from. Thank you.
So is the spiritual penetrations bodhisattva conscious or unconscious? You said there's too many enlightened people in California to count. I'm assuming some of those are bodhisattvas. And how many of those can make pants appear in the middle of a freeway by will and consciously, or does it kind of happen unconsciously as a result of their blessings?
And this is the last question on the topic, okay? for the year, there are a lot more than you think. A lot more than you think. The only problem for us is that we cannot see them. They don't allow us to see them. Why not? Because it makes us greedy and dependent. This is what happened to Master YongHua disciples. That's why he had to go, because they became dependent upon his spiritual powers. Says that the more I stick around, the more they ask for more and more from me. So he had to go. And that's consistent with the Buddha's teaching. If you manifest spiritual powers too often, you have to go. So that's why they manifest a lot of spiritual penetrations, but you don't know. Who is it from? Like many of you, sitting here, and some of you decide, let's let it rain in Florida. Okay? Does it help? No more. I told you. Yes, go first.
Master, would you entertain one more Franco Forest on this topic?
Somebody is trying my patience.
Just from an engineer's perspective, I'm just wondering, when you say a lot, what orders of magnitude it is? Is it like hundreds, thousands, tens of thousands, millions?
The answer is more than I know. I assure you, there's a lot more than I'm capable of knowing. I know 2 or 3 in the bottom line, if that's the next question.
Thank you, Master.
I know 2 who used to constantly show off to impress me.
My question is more about the number of enlightened people, not about the spiritual power part. Just, I've always wondered, like, how many in the world is like...
It's a lot. Tremendous amount. Yes.
A million?
Yeah, a lot of enlightened people. Okay, but believe, because they come and help us secretly, and we don't know. They do not allow us to know. They help Daniel. Can you imagine? They even help him. That's why he said, I'm Catholic. Good things happen to me because I'm Catholic. No, it's from Bodhisattvas. Dude. Yes, 8.
Thank you, Master. We have questions from Tui. Amitabha Master, since Buddhas and Bodhisattvas are constantly trying to benefit all living beings, but we each receive benefits differently, does that mean that we are the ones blocking their help? And what causes the discrepancies in the amount of help we receive?
It takes both ends. Okay, one end is that they see the need to help you. That's from Bodhisattva's side. Okay, your end is that, are you willing to receive it or not? Don't ever think that Bodhisattvas are not willing to help you. My proof is right here. This guy here, constantly benefiting sentient beings of the 10 directions. I'm talking about one Bodhisattva only. You hear? He says constantly benefiting sentient beings, all sentient beings of 10 directions. I just gave you one example already. Okay? And there are limitless number of bodhisattvas like this in the original version of the Avatamsaka Sutra. Did you know that? This we're reading here is only a very, very shortened version of it that was transmitted to India, and then the Indians only transmitted like 40 chapters of that, shortened, the shortest version, to China. And we're learning only one chapter. You see? So they are not stingy about helping us at all. They don't discriminate, remember? It's us who reject them. Who says, you're not white enough. You're not yellow enough. Okay? We discriminate against them. We reject their help. So it takes two to tango. Tango, not tango. Okay? The bodhisattvas have the ability and the interest to help you, and you have to be willing to accept it. They can't force themselves upon us, unfortunately. Okay? They don't ever do that. Yes, did you have a question? 8.
Thank you, Master. I have an additional comment here from Diego. Amitabha, Master. Please don't show us so many spiritual penetrations so you can be with us for many, many more years, please. Thank you.
No problem. I don't have any spiritual penetration, so you say for a while. Yes, DTT.
Sometimes I do wonder, should I try to introduce Buddhism to them? Or if there are a lot of other effective ways to help people attain enlightenment, then I can be a lot more relaxed about, Buddhism is the great way to attain enlightenment, so I have to introduce this to you as well. Thank you.
Could you repeat only the first part?
How many of those, a lot of enlightened beings attain their enlightenment from Buddhism?
I thought we decided to stop talking about this. I'm kidding. Go ahead. Talking about enlightened being, yes? Their jobs is to help us become enlightened. Yes, continue. What's your question?
My question is, how many of them attain enlightenment from Buddhist teaching? Is there any other schools of teaching that's very effective in helping people attain enlightenment?
Your questions get harder and harder and get me deeper and deeper in trouble. I offended the Hinayana people every weekend. Now you're making me offend the non-Buddhist people. The only way for you to become enlightened is through the Buddha Dharma. And the faster way for you to become enlightened is through the help of bodhisattvas. Bodhisattvas' jobs are to help speed up your enlightenment, believe it or not. Why is that? They cannot stand to see you suffer. Shh. So you want them to help you more? Pretend to suffer more. Okay? So the bottom line is that only the Buddha Dharma has a roadmap for us to get to enlightenment. And only bodhisattvas know shortcuts on how to get there quicker, in other words. Now you might ask me, and I'm going to ask a follow-up question before Chung wakes up, and ask me, What about other people? Like I claim that Mr. Buffet is enlightened. He's certainly no Buddhist. You ask him, he probably repudiates Buddhism. Okay, like many people. Okay, so how are they enlightened? How come they're enlightened? The only way, again, for anyone to become enlightened is by studying and practicing the Buddhist principles. That's the only way. Okay? And once you're enlightened, then in future lifetimes, you don't necessarily need to go through the same sort of practices anymore. So that's why people like Buffet doesn't believe in Buddhism on the surface. Well, actually, he's as Buddhist as you can get. Think about it. Let's talk about him. He's a very decent person. That's very Buddhist. Daniel. He's a real good person. Agree or disagree? Look at the story, his life. He only does good. He doesn't do anything evil. Think about it. The only evil thing he did was to let his ex-wife divorce him. Probably the only evil thing I could think of. Okay, but he would not deliberately harm anyone. Okay, all right. So see, Jim is gonna skewer me soon. He's oh, I see an opportunity. Why, if he only does good things, why doesn't Master like him? Okay, so these people, okay, once you become enlightened, this is why it's so important for you to take enlightenment very, very seriously when you still have a chance. Okay? Because once you reach that level of enlightenment, every single lifetime after that, you always get that level. You will never regress. Never. Isn't that cool? You now may be rich because your stock options in NVIDIA. Anyone has stock options? See, okay? You're going to get filthy wealthy in the next 10 years or so. And remember me. Okay? And once you have that, you're going to be wealthy for the next at least 20 years. Okay? After 20 years, you should dump the stocks. Buy into something else. So anyway, the point being that it's like you own this stock that has tremendous potential. No one can touch you. That's yours. So that's why you enlighten this lifetime. Please take it seriously. I'm not joking at all. I'm very serious. You become enlightened this lifetime. Next time around, wherever you go, you become a buffet or orange face, whatever, okay? You will become enlightened. No one can touch you. So your cultivation until enlightenment is, the cultivation on the spiritual path here is never in vain. Never. Whatever you reach right now, in the future, you reach the same level comfortably. Hello? Is anybody in there? Are you listening? Yes, 6.
Master, does this mean that Elon practiced Buddhism in a different lifetime?
No, he's an idiot. You don't need to practice Buddhism to be an idiot. Yes, 8.
Thank you, Master. Tui has another question. How do we make ourselves more receptive to help from the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas?
Pretty soon I have no more tricks to tell you. Okay, I will give you one last answer today and no more on this topic until 10 years later. Because I'm going to be around for 10 more years. What the heck am I going to talk about? See, she's not interested. So what was the question? Yeah, I dropped very fast.
Very fast. How do we make ourselves more receptive to help from the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas?
You're the one who stopped yourself. No one. It's not the Buddha and the Bodhisattva who says, I don't like you. You're orange face. I'm not going to help you. It's never the case. Believe it or not, Buddhas and Bodhisattvas still help orange face. Okay? So why does orange face refuse? Because he doesn't have the blessings. In order for you to be able to benefit from the help, you need to have the blessings. You don't have the blessings, they cannot help you. And this is why this is what makes the Asians, especially the Chinese and Vietnamese and Korean and so forth, fail to understand. They expect miracles. There's no such a thing as miracles. It's not possible. You need to have the blessings before they can help you. You don't have the blessings, they try to help you, you don't listen. You refuse to listen. There's nothing they can do. It's just like you're hungry, okay? Let me give you the typical example. You're hungry, and is the old monk there? One in Bodhisattvas knows you're hungry, so he immediately runs over. Oh my God, he's hungry. Master XC is hungry, okay? And then she runs over and say, hey, XC, there's some pizza here, a slice of Neapolitan pizza. Would you like to eat it? And Master XC would say, nah, I want Shaky's pizza. Okay? Because he has no Neapolitan pizza blessings, only Shaky's blessings. Got that? If you don't have it, it's nothing they can do for you. So it's not about what do I do? How do I get them to help me? They're willing to help us. They don't care who you are. Remember, I just tell you, it's so beautiful here, and you guys fail to understand the point. You see, constantly trying to help us, okay, until the end of time, all living beings. It's us who turn them away. It's like my XC, I brought him, I counted on my fingers 5 times to Neapolitan pizza joints. I asked him gently, do you like it? He said, oh, yes, good. And then next time I asked him, where would you go to pizza? Shaky's. Yes, one.
Master, I have a question about getting back to Warren Buffett. If we could say in layman's terms that someone enlightened is someone that accomplishes extraordinary things. I'm afraid I'm a little ignorant of what it is that Warren Buffett has done is even close to something extraordinary. It seems to me it was just a pretty average guy, went with the flow and went with some good advice and capitalized on that over his life, kept pretty steady in his beliefs, and that brought him, this huge fortune.
Okay, good point. Let me ask you, before I answer your question, if you were to compare Mr. Buffet versus Mother Teresa, which one would you like?
My heart goes to Mother Teresa.
Why?
Because as a human being on this earth, she undoubtedly and inarguably accomplished a lot more than almost any other human being I know.
Okay. Anyone has a problem with that except for Daniel? Daniel's raising his hands. If you touch his people, he's very protective. You disagree? Yes, Daniel? He disagrees. Go ahead, disagree.
In my opinion, Mother Teresa did a lot of wonderful, greatest things, even she's a saint in the Catholic Church. However, I have the feeling that Buffett has more potential and has done more potential because he has more wealth and blessings than Mother Teresa ever had.
It's always money with these people, And give me 10% of your salary. Anyway, now it's down to 5%, isn't it? Times are hard. Yeah. In a way, my short answer to you, sir, is that at his level, in his defense, I make fun of these visible actions that he did a lot of things I don't like on the business side. Some things are good, some things are pretty bad. But on the other hand, you take it overall, I assure you, for a person his level, again, I don't know for sure, but I know for a person at his level, he didn't come here just to do this, make money. Absolutely not. He's doing a lot more than we know. That's typical of bodhisattvas. They do so many great things for us, and we have no clues. They allow us to see only stupid things they do. Better believe it. Okay, so my criticism of them is that in my prior life, as a business person, I worshipped him. I felt he was up there. But once I became a Buddhist, I realized what he did on the business side is wrong. I would not like it. Okay? To the point where even if he gives me money, I would not take it. Try me. I hope you don't try me. Because I'm weak deep down. Yes, sir, 6.
Master, back to blessings. It seems to me that me coming to this temple was a blessing,
I would think so.
So, for me, that was...
Because there's lots of bodhisattvas here.
For all the reasons that you can think of, Master, there undoubtedly is a blessing for me to come here. But, many people come here, but most people don't sit down and decide to cross their legs. So me sitting down, deciding to stick with it, bearing the pain, cross my legs, Is that a blessing, or did I choose that?
It's your blessings. We cannot force you. You have prior blessings. That's why you decided to endure it and to do something difficult to do.
So it's not my choice ultimately.
It's your choice too. Your choice to choose to use your blessings here. You can use it anywhere. Okay? You can go to, for example, Master YongHua's temple. You probably get the same thing. Probably a little bit slower. But it's the same type of training. You went over there. Because I was there. I didn't follow the styles. But I pushed myself. Harder than they did themselves. But all you needed is just an environment. Because if you went to the wrong environment and you were trying to do this, it's a different environment, they will suffocate you. They'll make sure you can't do it. They push you out because you make the rest of us look bad. You see? So there are many places where you can do it. It's your own blessings. That's all. There's a misconception that you need to do at a certain place only. It's not true. For in Mahayana, we have a network we have many nodes where you can go and practice. Okay? Because we under the same umbrella. We need protection to ourselves. Okay? There's no way we can do this without protection. So the protection extends to not only us, but also people under the same network. Yeah? Network of what? Whose network? Would you like to know, Andres? You give me the answer. You tell me. Whose network? Fox News. Okay. No. Whose network? What comes to mind? I ask you. Who do you think? Give me a name. Any name. Who? Can't hear you. Universal. Okay. I want a person. I want a name. Amitabha Buddha. Absolutely. Anyone else? You think we can help people go to the pyramid without Amitabha Buddha's help? You really think so? That's not possible. Forget it. He's the only one who could bring each and every one of you back there. Only problem is that how do you get on the list? Okay? But he's the one who has to do it. Who else? Master O. Abbott. Who else? You know what he's going to say, right? Who?
Bồ Tát Quan Thế Âm.
Okay. Bồ Tát Quan Thế Âm. Quan Thế Âm.
Quan Âm.
Quan Nhâm. Korean person. Quan Nhâm. One in Pusa. Okay? Somebody said, Great Strength Bodhisattva. Absolutely. Who else? Shakyamuni Buddha. Yes, absolutely. Who else? Universal worthy. Absolutely. You recite him every morning. Who else? See, I see 5 already. And you're asking for names, right? I'm giving you proof. Who else? Earth Star Bodhisattva right there in front of the temple. That's 6. Who else? Come on, quickly. Maitreya Bodhisattva. I said, of course, we're preparing you for him to teach you. Who else? Medicine Master Buddha. Absolutely. And on and on and on. You see that? So, one in helps people like the old abbot. Right? Meaning you, people who have heart issues. Okay? And so forth. Amitabha helped you establish a certain other type of network. Yes? Okay? There you have it. It's a proof. There's a lot of networks. Now you can go and take advantage of them. But also, a warning for you. Because they're all interconnected, don't mess up and run away to another one. Because once you're on the blacklist, no one's going to help you. Be careful. You do evil in one, you have nowhere to go. Don't do evil. Okay? Just between us, be careful. Whoever's wrong, it's none of your business. You don't know enough, so shut up. Okay? But it's their problems. If they're wrong, their bosses will punish them. But you, okay, do not create offenses. This is what Master YongHua never taught my generation. Never put enough emphasis on that. It's a network, interconnected network. Okay? You mess up in one here, it spreads immediately. Like here in the temple, if you want to get something for others to know, talk to Apple. True? Okay. Any other questions? Okay. Moving on. 722. 7 celestial prince, bright flaming eyes, gain a passage into liberation of, by means of the body, according with all categories, awakening sentient beings, causing them to enter the ocean of wisdom.
光焰眼天子，得以一切随类生，开悟众生，令智慧海解脱门。
Okay, 723. Bright flaming eyes. These eyes are very, very bright, okay, and very dazzling. And what does he do in order to help people? Okay, and this is again, in order to help people, you first need to have wisdom, and then because of that intention of helping people, okay, your spiritual penetration will follow naturally. That's the order. Natural order of things. You don't cultivate and hope to have spiritual penetrations before you have wisdom. Because spiritual penetrations can be in the way of your developing of your wisdom. So be careful, okay? And so after he became enlightened, by by manifesting a body, meaning he basically morphs into different types of bodies. Okay, anyone saw the film Species? This guy, he sees all movies. There's nothing I can surprise him with. I thought that no one would watch the Species. I watched Species 2. How about you? He only saw one. What? Can't hear you. Okay, so they morphs into different types of bodies to be able to connect with them. So the point here is, in order for you to be effectively able to help others, you need to get very close to them and speak the same language. Make sense? It's like if you try to save a cat and you transform yourself into a dog, what are your chances of being able to help the cat? Okay? So that's what it takes. You find humor in that. We're talking, I think the latest rumor of people eating the pets came from the Taiwanese. She is the only one who giggled. Touche, yes, one.
Master, we're generally speaking about who transmitted the Dharma, correct? That's what the examples everyone here gave, right? I'd like to bring up one person that I think transmitted the Dharma in a broad sense to America, and probably even before Master YongHua, because at that particular time, Master YongHua really was obscure, wasn't known yet. It's in San Francisco. And I'm sorry, I can't recall this master monk's full name. I think it was On Duck, the Burning Buddha.
No, it's Thich Nhat Hanh.
Yes.
See?
He brought the sense of what?
But Thich Nhat Hanh smiles, he doesn't burn himself. Quảng Đức.
Quảng Đức?
Yeah, Quảng is fast.
He brought the concept of Buddhism. We knew nothing of people we saw in robes and shaved heads back then. And this astonished us to the point of people are going to ask, well, who was that person? What did he represent?
Yes.
Why did he come to that?
Yes.
And so, in a sense, it seems
Were you there?
I was in high school, and like everybody else, we had no words.
Compel you to go and enlist?
Ha! Not really. And cut into my time being a hippie? No.
Yeah, you guys take a break. I'm talking to him. It's my era.
So to me, as appalling as that was, horrific, we'd never heard of somebody lighting themselves on fire.
Yeah.
But to see it.
And he didn't hurt at all. That's what's amazing about it.
Is what?
He wasn't in pain at all until the last seconds.
Exactly. People would comment on that.
Last second,
well,
and he died.
To just be still, and he wasn't moving at all.
Yeah.
That even made it even more difficult for us, our American sensibilities, to think about. So, in a way.
How long was he burning? You remember?
God, I don't know. It was close to 10 minutes, wasn't it?
No, long time. Long time. Yeah. It's burning a long time. Very impressive. I like the dude. It's so cool. So you think he's the one who brought it to America? And the same logic then is the one who brought it to Kamchatka too. You read the news, it's the same effects. brought it everywhere.
Could be. It's a twisted turn of events, a twisted fate that this would happen, so appalling, and this whole country was so ignorant of both Buddhism and Vietnam. Remember, we referred to Vietnam at that time as Indochina.
Yeah.
You know, and people would look at each other and say, well, what is that? Is that some place in India, or is it
This is something that we
China?
have in common that the other cannot understand.
Okay.
Can I give you my personal opinion? Is it okay?
Yes, please.
From old-timer to old-timer?
Absolutely.
Okay? Because it's an open forum. No one is right. We just speak our nonsense, right? I mean, we're free to express ourselves. Okay. From my perspective, I disagree because of this. And I'm seizing the opportunity to say it now before I go to Gold Force, because they'll screw me if I talk like this over there. Okay, I know my place. Okay? Because I want to be offensive to them. Quảng Đức is only third stage arhat. And he's able to do those things already. Okay? Meaning that he can light himself up and not feel any pain. And he screwed up last minute. He screwed up, that's why he shook. That's the pain. Okay? He only experienced pain just before he died. Okay? So he made a mistake right there. I give you the example of Master Xu Yun, who is 8th ground Bodhisattva, 8G. He, Master YongHua gave us a story. He bought the books in his temple's bookstores and so forth. Master Xu Yun did a pilgrimage. Now she's awake. She only picks the best time of the lecture to wait. I want to hear this. Master Xu Yun travel in China to pay homage to Manjushri Bodhisattva, Wu Tai Shan, Mount Wu Tai. And he went up there, okay, and he burned his finger as an offering. This is what they used to do back then. You can imagine? It's like they have 10 fingers, and they would take one and offer it to the Bodhisattva. Ouch. Seriously. So he walked thousands of miles to go to in front of the Manjushri temple, okay? And he wrapped his finger, I think this one here, really, okay? That's why later on, he doesn't have this finger anymore. He can't practice 42 hands and eyes anymore. Anyway, that's a warning to you. Don't do anything stupid now. Okay. So he wrapped his finger, okay, with the gauze or whatever fabric you have, and then he put it in oil, pour oil on it. He burned it. And he burned it like this. Okay, never mind. Like this. Okay? And it burned. He did not even flinch. There is a difference, sir, between a 3A, like Quảng Đức, and 8G, like Master Xu Yun. Master Xu Yun, definitely at his level, is able to do that. He has no pain whatsoever. Only knock I have is that if it's no pain, how can that be an offering? Just between old timer to old timer. You agree? If you don't have to pay the price, a real heavy price, then the offering is small. Disagree or agree? Apple, oh, I care about your opinion. Agree, thank you. When he did this, he entered Samadhi, and when he entered his Samadhi, no one can shake him out of it. Whereas Quảng Đức, at the end of his life, he shook because he had one false thought. He's not at the level that he's able to understand Buddhism enough to bring it to China, to the US. That's my point. Based on those facts. Okay? Just between us. Okay, I'm back in circulation. Yes, Daniel.
Quick question. Did the guy that burned himself down, did he went to the hells?
No. He's with Maitreya Bodhisattva. His lifetime goal is to go to the Pure Land. That Pure Land is the one where Maitreya Bodhisattva is staying right now. He chose not to go to the Western Bliss Pure Land. He went up there in the fourth desire heaven, Pure Land. He never went to the house. No way. At his level, it's not possible. Anyone else? Why we like to gossip, don't we? You're not interested in my Avatamsaka Sutra. You only want to talk about, old timer to old timer, Yes, Apple, my favorite. Apple.
Yes.
It's the only apple left.
Okay. I think Daniel was asking Venerable Quảng Đức if he went to hell, not Venerable Xu Yun.
Oh, Quảng Đức? How come you understand me so well?
He said but the burning guy, not the finger.
The burning, the finger?
And I do have another question. So what was the false thought that Venerable Quảng Đức had?
I don't know. I don't read minds.
Thank you.
Okay. You hear different versions. Master YongHua says he didn't end up well because the last thought he had was a thought of anger, according to Master YongHua. Okay, hey, go forest people, don't shoot me. Don't shoot the messenger. Master YongHua himself says, Quảng Đức did not end well because of the last thought of anger. Okay, the last thought he had is of anger. How dare you mistreat me? From what I spend my life doing for you, all I've done for you my entire life, you dare not respect me? That's why he's 3A. You understand? He's still attached to it. He's still attached to people respect. All right? Anyone else? Okay. Into a cat and take himself across. Okay. 724. Celestial Prince, Sumeru Light Banner of Happiness. Gain a passage in the liberation of acting as Lord of all sentient beings, causing them to diligently cultivate boundless pure merit and virtue.
须弥光欢喜床天子，得为一切众生主，令勤修无边，尽功德解脱门。
Okay, he became a Mahasattva, Prince Light, banner of happiness. Okay, so he is very well known as extremely happy Mahasattva. 欢喜床. Okay, so he's the standard of happiness. Okay, he really enjoys himself. I told you already, the more you improve, the happier you become. And that's why when you get to his level, Mahasattva level, he's the standard of happiness, folks. Okay? And how did he get there? By acting as the boss of all sentient beings. Meaning what? He rules over them. He gives them orders. Okay? Because sometimes they don't understand, so you have to tell them, do this, do that. And not only tell them do this, do that, but you also have in a position or authorities, I'm your boss. I am over you. Sometimes that's what it takes to help people. Okay? You don't have to understand. You just have to do what you're told. Okay? So that's the meaning of the Lord or the boss. Okay? And so maybe, whatever he does to have dominion over us, that be able to govern over us, okay? And he tells them to diligently cultivate what? Cultivate boundless merit and virtue that's pure. What does it mean to cultivate merit and virtue? What's another word for it? Blessings. What else? Merit and virtue. Yes, in the back.
Take a loss to benefit others, Master.
Take a loss. Okay. Anyone else? Very good. Anyone else? 7. What?
Patient.
Patient. Anyone else? It's fundamental, folks. In order to cultivate merit and virtue, okay, you practice paramita numero 1. Excellent. Everything that you do in order to generate merit and virtue, to generate blessings for yourself, it falls under the department of the giving paramita. You give and give and give. That's why it's called boundless. You don't say, I give, haven't I given enough to you? Right? No. The answer to that is, the question is no. You have not given enough to me yet. So American. Haven't I given it to you? So my ex-wife said, I gave you the best years of my life. And I said, good thing I divorced you, because now you're married into a rich dude. Now you owe me. If she stayed married to me, she'd be poor forever. You wouldn't believe how rich she is nowadays. Yeah. Okay. It's not fair. Anyway, so you cultivate merit and virtue by practicing giving, period, right? Finally, today's point, how about pure merit and virtue? What is that? And that's it. And we stop. I don't care. Let's not go overboard. Okay? Let's finish the point here today, and then we continue 726 next time. Yes, 5. What is pure? What is pure merit and virtue? How do you create pure merit and virtue?
Is it the practice of giving without the thought, with the pure thought?
What's a pure thought? Getting close.
Is it giving with no thought or no expectation?
Thank you. We stop here today. Thank you, thank you, thank you. As promised, that's all we're going to discuss today, okay? Pure merit and virtue. Mission accomplished. Thank you, everyone. Let's do a reverse transference. Good job. Good discussion today. Huh? Hey, old timer. You like it? He ignores me.